Sunrisers Hyderabad have gone to visit the Delhi Daredevils. And the Delhi Daredevils, of course, the Sunrisers Hyderabad sitting comfortably where they are, but it's not like they're going to take it easy in this game, are they? I mean, this is a big game for them, and Delhi is feeling fired up as well, and they are when they're in Kotla.
Yeah, exactly. They just want to keep the train rolling, Sunrisers. They're playing winning cricket. It was a good chase the other night, their highest chase of the season.
Yeah.
They'd only chased down 151 prior to their game the other night, so it was good for them to have a decent chase on the board. I just love to see Delhi play on a grassy wicket with some pace and bounce in it and just unleash their bowlers and let those young kids, those young batsmen, just have some fun.
Yeah.
Anything that's short, they get in, they hook it. I mean, Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, Prithvi Shaw, they just want the ball coming onto the bat. They don't want it slowing up. They want Rashid Khan to have just skid on, no spin whatsoever.
Yeah.
And if they play on a hard, fast wicket with a bit of grass on it, I can see Delhi scoring big and winning that game.
That's why I say it's going to be a really interesting game, because it's happening at the Firozshah Kotla, and Delhi, with their young guns, love playing over there. Glenn Maxwell, your thoughts?
Well, he's been having a tough season, and we've been talking about if Delhi has to succeed, and if the injuries were not there, I think Glenn Maxwell would have been sitting on the bench a long time back. I think injuries have kind of helped Glenn Maxwell stay in that playing 11, and I think it's too late for Delhi as well. The Sunrisers is going to be tough opponents to beat. Doesn't matter what kind of wicket is. I think Sunrisers team is a very balanced team. So that's something which is not going to help Delhi's cause. And they've been playing good cricket. I think they've been putting runs on board. But I think it's a bit late in the tournament for them right now to kind of consistently, because every loss you kind of go back in that kind of mindset where you feel that this season again is getting tougher and tougher, and one more loss and they're virtually out of the tournament.
Yeah, let's look at the points table again, and then I'll ask Dooley if he sees any changes for the Delhi Daredevils. Do you?
I've got some stats here.
Oh, you've got some stats.
I asked our man to do some stats.
Let's just quickly look at this, because you have them at they've played 10 games. Remember, they have 4 more games. Let's just say, flight to fancy, gentlemen. Even if they win all 4, they only reach 14.
Correct.
Right? So therefore, 14's not going to make it.
Well, they're going to have to win by huge margins to even compete with Mumbai's run rate if Mumbai get to 14.
Yeah.
So Mumbai got 3 games left, and they could win 2 of those because they've got them at home.
Yeah.
And their net run rate is so good. So Delhi are going to have to win by 60, 70, 80 every game.
Hey, you know what
just to try and get to 14 and just to try and get their run rate high.
You know what is, though? The last game that both Mumbai and Delhi are playing is against each other.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Correct.
You never know.
I know.
Hey, listen, I'm calling it now. That's, 10 days away. But that could be interesting as well. And that's happening at the Firozshah Kotla. Well, you never know. I'm just saying. It happens. So the stats here.
Well, I asked our man to just give me some stats on Glenn Maxwell, Colin Munro, and Jason Roy. Because I can't for the life of me understand why Glenn Maxwell has a free pass. And he continually gets a free pass with every team he goes to. And his stats in India, internationally, 7 matches, 153 runs, averages 25, strike rate of 135. Munro, 8 matches, averages 34, strike rate of 137. This is only in India in internationals. Jason Roy, 9 matches, averages 27, strike rate of 145. So both Munro and Roy have better records in India in international cricket. Maxwell's played 61 IPL games in India with an average of 20. Strike rate 154, not bad, but when you're batting at 4 and 5, he averages 20. And has got 250s.
Oh.
Only in 61 matches.
Wow.
Yet they bring Jason Roy in for one game, then they drop him. They bring Munro in for a game and they drop him. And Maxwell gets a free license, a free pass. He's got to go tomorrow night. He's got to go. They've got to bring Jason Roy in at the top of that order and just move all of those young kids down 1 spot. So Vijay Shankar maybe comes in at maybe 5. I'm not sure about Namanoja. I'm sorry. I know he would have loved to have a go the other night, but it wasn't a great effort the other night. I'm getting the lad from Kings 11 Punjab, the big hitting Gurkirat Man Singh. I want him in the side. I want Roy up the top. He'll open the batting with Prithvi Shaw, Shreyas Iyer 3, Rishabh Pant 4, Vijay Shankar 5, and Gurkirat Man Singh at 6. Dan Christian, he'll go as well. and their other overseas name escapes me right now. Bring him back in, and then that's my side.
They've
for
got,
tomorrow night.
didn't they get Junior Dalla as well?
They
They
did.
got Junior Dalla as well.
They have Manjot Kalra as well.
They have Manjot Kalra, they got
Kalra.
Junior Dalla.
He's also a good lower order
Yeah.
batsman, as in middle order, lower middle order.
Yeah, so
Should be
they've got it. They've got the people there, and you're absolutely right about Glenn Maxwell getting a free pass, because once you read those numbers out, it just seems absolutely mind-boggling how that could keep happening. You agree with Dooley, don't you?
Absolutely.
You've got that
When you
little,
have those kind of
Zach
numbers.
had that little wry smile on his face, saying, "Yes."
There's no debate there.
Yeah, there's no debate. It's like cut, copy, paste. Exactly what he's saying. I agree. Let's have a look at the Sunrisers Hyderabad team, though. It does seem like an exercise in futility, because there's really nothing much you can tell them to do better, because they just seem to be getting everything right.
They've heard Dooley that he's been talking about Alex Hales, and that has changed the balance for sure. I think batting was a concern for Sunrisers Hyderabad in just that middle phase of the tournament, but now that is also been sorted. Bhuvneshwar Kumar has looked good. He was someone who's been resting out because of the injury, and Siddharth Kaul, I think he's been fantastic this season.
He'll also feel great about his India call-up.
Yeah. So that this team is looking very balanced. I think I don't think they will be making any changes. They're just growing in confidence and creating the momentum which you keep talking about. So I think well, this team has looked good before, and by performing so consistently, I think they're just proving that yes, the auction and everything has gone their way for sure.
But wouldn't it just be exciting if Delhi could beat SRH tomorrow?
Their only vulnerability,
Still a
I think, for SRH, and we've talked about it a few times on Cricket Buzz, is chasing 180, 190, 200. Now, the reason they might have struggled with that was they didn't have any real power if Shikhar Dhawan didn't go hard at the top. They brought Alex Hales in, so chasing 190, 180 now is a possibility with Hales, because he can get you off to that flying start.
They got very close with CSK.
Yeah,
they
did.
It was a 182.
Yeah, it was a 180
they
chase.
Got 4 runs short.
Just over. So that was my concern with Sunrise. Their bowling is magnificent. I was at the game again the other night, and they just continue to do it. They're brilliant at it. So my only concern was the power at the top if Shikhar, and he hasn't fired. He hasn't had a great IPL thus far.
First few games were good, and after that,
and he just sort of tapered off a little bit. So that was my only concern with him. As you say, Zach, bringing Hales in has just given them that power. It's allowed Williamson to be just take a little bit of pressure off Kane Williamson, I think, and that now looks like a very settled, very good side. They need Manish Pandey to fire. Shakib had a very good game the other night, got 36 and 2 for 30 as well. Picked up the big wicket of Kohli.
Yusuf's getting the big shots in again.
And Yusuf, Super Yusuf, one hand dive, you beauty.
And
exactly.
He's running hard as well.